Let's talk about that feeling. You know the one. That nagging voice in your head that tells you you just don't have enough discipline, that it's some kind of personal flaw holding you back. We've all been there. But what if that entire idea is just wrong?
Right? We ask ourselves this all the time. We beat ourselves up for procrastinating, for not sticking with the plan. We look at those super disciplined people and think they must just be built differently, that they're somehow stronger than we are. But is that really what's going on?
Well, here's the good news. Science has a pretty clear answer to that question, and that answer is a huge, resounding no. You are not broken. Your brain isn't defective. In fact, it's operating exactly the way it was designed to. The problem isn't you, it's the strategy you've been using.
So let's get into the first big idea, the willpower delusion. See, we think of willpower as this muscle we have to flex, but really, trying to force yourself to be disciplined is like going into a head-on battle against millions of years of evolution. It's a fight you're pretty much guaranteed to lose. Not because you're weak, but because you're literally fighting your own biology.
Okay, think about it like this. Your brain is running on ancient software. Its prime directives are super simple. 1, conserve energy whenever possible, and 2, seek out quick, immediate rewards. It's basically a lazy hunter-gatherer. But our modern world, it demands the total opposite. It wants us to be a focused supercomputer, working for long-term goals. And that mismatch? Well, that's where all the frustration comes from.
And this all boils down to one simple, powerful concept: cognitive ease. It's your brain's default setting. It's not making a conscious choice. It's an automatic, unconscious pull to do whatever is easiest right now. Your brain doesn't really care about your goals for next year. It cares about saving energy in the next 5 seconds. So this so-called laziness isn't a bug, it's a feature. For our ancestors, saving every last calorie was the difference between surviving and not. That exact same software is still running in our heads today. It's what makes the couch look so much better than the gym, and scrolling on your phone so much easier than tackling that big project.
So if trying to brute force it with motivation is a losing game, what's the answer? Well, author James Clear absolutely nails it with this insight. It's not about trying harder. It's about designing your world smarter. And this leads us to a pretty radical idea, but once you get it, you'll see it everywhere. Your environment has way more control over your behavior than your intentions do. The key isn't to build more inner strength, it's to build a better outer world. It's all about something called choice architecture. Look, your self-control is like a phone battery. It runs out, especially if you're constantly fighting your environment. The simple truth is we do what's closest, what's most accessible, and what's most visible. I mean, check out this classic example. A cafeteria wanted people to drink more water. They didn't run a big drink water campaign. They just moved the water bottles to the front and put the soda in the back. And guess what? Water sales shot up. The easiest choice became the default choice.
And the best part is, you can start doing this right now. You're basically setting a trap for your future self. But, a good one. Make the good habits obvious and easy. Make the bad habits invisible and difficult. You're not relying on willpower anymore. You're just making the right choice, the path of least resistance.
All right, so we've redesigned our physical space to make things easier. But we can take this a step further. We can actually hack the very routines that our brain is already running on autopilot. And this is where a brilliantly simple technique comes in. It's called habit stacking. See, trying to create a brand new habit from scratch takes a ton of activation energy. So instead of doing that, you just latch a new habit onto one that's already completely automatic. You're basically hijacking your brain's existing pathways. The formula for this is so simple, it's kind of genius. You just identify a habit you already do without thinking, say, making your morning coffee. Then you stack your new habit right on top of it. So the formula is, after I do my current habit, I will do my new habit. After I make my coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. After I take off my shoes from work, I will change into my workout clothes. The old habit's momentum just pulls the new one along for the ride.
Now, all of this fits into a bigger framework. James Clear calls them the 4 laws of behavior change. Basically, to build a good habit, you have to make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's just a sign that the habit you want is violating one of these laws. It's a design problem, not a you problem.
Okay, this next idea is probably the biggest mindset shift of them all. We've been chasing this thing called discipline our whole lives. But what if we've been looking at it completely wrong? What if discipline isn't the thing you aim for at all? Yeah, forget that whole idea that you have to fall in love with the grind. Let's be real.
The most disciplined people on earth don't wake up every single day just bursting with motivation to do the hard thing. No, what they've done is they've created systems that make doing the hard thing the most logical, frictionless choice. It becomes inevitable.
And this quote just says it all. Your big, ambitious goals don't really determine your future. Your boring, daily systems do. Because on your worst days, when you're tired and unmotivated, you're not going to rise to the occasion. You're going to fall to the level of whatever system you have in place.
But there's one final layer here, and honestly, it's the most important one. Because real, lasting change isn't just about what you do. It's about who you believe you are.
This is the idea of identity-based habits. Every single action you take is like casting a vote for the type of person you want to become. So when you lay out your gym clothes the night before, you're not just preparing for a workout. You're casting a vote that says, I'm the type of person who stays active. Every time you write just one sentence, you cast a vote for, I am a writer. These tiny actions build up as evidence, and that evidence slowly changes how you see yourself.
So it all comes back to this. Stop chasing discipline. Seriously, just stop. Instead, focus on designing an environment where the right choice is the easy choice. Build systems that run on autopilot, and cast those daily votes for the person you want to become. If you do that, discipline will just show up. It's the natural side effect of a well-designed life.
So now you know, the problem was never your willpower. The problem was just your design. And that means the power is completely back in your hands. So the question isn't, how can I be more disciplined? The real question is, what is the first habit you are going to redesign?